Hey guys, we are back with week 2 of Souptember 2025. I know, 2 videos in 2 weeks. Am I crazy? I might just be. Right, so we are doing a egg drop soup this week. Now, I was scrolling through like a YouTube short of like a D&D campaign, and the DM was eating egg drop soup, and I was like, what is egg drop soup? And now I know. So not only do I know, I am now going to be making it for the first time. Now we are going to need around a litre of chicken stock. Now I know there's a bay leaf here somewhere that's refusing to surface. So this is a litre of chicken stock. Chicken stock, chicken bouillon, whatever. So that is going to be our base for our soup. Boy, I hope you can see in this pan, because if you can't, that's going to be awkward. Right, so we want to bring our stock to a simmer. Now, I'm still getting used to this. Can I turn it on? That helps. Right, I'm going to put the MSG back. Now, there is MSG in this recipe. It is completely up to you if you want to include MSG. I know some people are like, ooh, MSG is spooky and scary. I am not in that group. I am in the group of MSG is yummy. Just use it in moderation. Right, so we have our litre of chicken stock coming up to a nice simmer / slight boil. So still getting used to this. Still trying to work out all the temperatures. And then we have some salt. Now I'm using a bit of smoked salt. So this is around 3/4 of a teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on how salty you want this. Now the stock's already quite salty. And we have some sesame oil. Now I absolutely love toasted sesame oil. It just hits different. Then we've got some white pepper. Now once again, all of the ingredients will be down in the description below. We have some turmeric. Now this is completely optional. It's mostly just to colour your soup, just to give it a nice vibrant yellow colour, just so it stands out a little bit more. The white strands of the egg are gonna stand out a little bit more. And of course, I've got my MSG. And as a little bonus, I was gonna try and put in a little bit of mushroom seasoning powder. Now, once again, this is quite salty, so be careful if you're adding all of this salt in. I could probably technically leave that salt out, but I want to try and add the little smokiness with the toasted sesame just to see how it goes. And then let's say mushroom powder just to give it a little bit more umami. Then we have 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, which we are going to mix up with about 1/3 of a cup of water or so, just to make a slurry. Now this is to thicken the soup. Now obviously you can adjust this how you want. If you want a thinner soup, use less, or maybe even leave it out. If you want a thicker soup, you can always add in a bit more. Now on the channel before, for like soups and sauces, I have used an ingredient called xanthan gum, which is also a thickening agent and a stabilizer. You will find it in a lot of sauces and hot sauces and stuff like that. It just basically stops all the ingredients separating out, which a lot of people, oh, scary. It's basically just a enzyme reaction that makes it. It's not that bad. Right, so before we add that in, we want to stir that as well, because that is going to settle out as cornstarch does. Right, so we are getting up to slight simmer. We're getting there. There's a bit of steam coming off. Turn the temperature up a little bit. Alrighty, so we have the start of a boil. So I'm just going to turn that down slightly because I don't want to get it too agitated. Give that a mix. I have to turn that down a little bit more. Right, I think that'll do. So we're going to start adding in our extra stuff. So our salt's gone in. Our sesame oil has gone in. Add in our white pepper. Now you can of course just use black pepper if you want to. Our MSG. And our turmeric. Now, as I say, the turmeric is mostly in there just to give it a bit more colour. Now you see that has very rapidly changed the colour of that. Now, as I say, you can leave that out. Now I'm going to add in just a little bit of my mushroom powder. That was about half of the spoon that comes with it. Right, so I want to give that a good, nice mix. Right, so then into that we are going to add our cornstarch. Now, once again, just going to give that a mix. Don't worry about that, that's a bit of leaf off the stock. That is nothing to worry about. Right, so we want to just drizzle that in while mixing, hoping to actually get it in the pan. Now I can tell just with whisking it how thick that has already gotten. Of course, because we have added cold into that, that's going to drop the temperature a bit. So also, we are going to be serving it with a scallion, or a spring onion, green onion, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to normally peel off just the outside layer, just because obviously supermarket, everyone's going to have touched it. It's just personal choice. Now I'm just going to Now, I do like spring onion quite a bit, so I guess we'll probably just do one bowl for me. There we are. Cool, you can see how thick that has got now. That's pretty cool. Right, and as an addition, something you don't have to add, but I'm just deciding to add it, is some tofu. Now I'm going to be adding in about... Ooh, voice crack. Now I'm going to be adding in about half my pack. Now, I'm not a big eater of tofu. I've just never really had much tofu at all, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, got to try new things. Now this is smoked tofu, so just in case you are wondering why it looks a little bit weird. Now I'm just going to cube this into small bits. Now of course, you could fry it up with a bit of cornstarch, a bit of seasoning, maybe a bit of soy sauce, just to add a little bit more colour and salt to it. But as I say, this is just going in just for a little bit of extra texture, a little bit of extra flavour. Once again, playing on the smokiness as well. Let's give this a little try. I'm actually impressed by how smoky that is. Right, so I'm gonna adjust that down slightly. Just rinse the cornstarch bowl out. And then we are going to crack our 3 eggs into it. Lovely. Now, how much you whisk these is going to depend on how stringy your... Well, not how stringy, but like the different colours in your final soup are going to be. So if you don't 100% mix it, you're going to have the nice white and yellow streaks. Whereas if you fully mix it, you're just going to have like uniform. So I'm going to just give that a mix and then stream in the eggs. Now as well, how fast you mix is going to depend on how big the ribbons of egg are going to be. So if you're quite aggressively mixing, I was fairly aggressively mixing there, you're going to have like smaller ribbons. Now I'm just going to slightly heat those through, just drop in the tofu, and then tidy up whilst that just heats through, and then I'll be back to dish up. Alright, so I am back. I am ready to have a little look-see at this soup. Yeah, it's kind of got like a weird texture to it. Because, yeah, as I say, it's the stringiness of the eggs kind of give it like a weird texture and appearance. But it does look good. Now I have dropped that down the side of the pan. That does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, now it's like settled. Now, that, I think that looks pretty nice. That's oh, it's beautiful. Now, as I say, I mixed quite rapidly, so I've got like really fine ribbons. But yeah, I like that. That's very appealing looking to me. I'm amazed by how simple this was, because unlike a lot of my videos, this was just one recording take. I haven't actually pressed stop on the camera the whole time I've been recording. So that just goes to show how nice and simple this is. I forgot to top it with the scallions. Oh, that would have been dreadful. Actually, I can stop having voice breaks, that'd be great. Right. I think I'm going to stop this, take a thumbnail with and without scallions, just so I can compare. Okay, so personally, I think scallions do a lot of work there. I need to get like a little chair in the kitchen just so I can sit properly rather than just hover. Right, so anyway. I just can't get over how simple and easy that is. Now, I'm tempted to just sprinkle just a few sesame seeds over the top, just to... Now that looks good. Right, anyway. I've got to stop faffing. Now I know that's really hot because the bowl is absolutely scorching. Anyway, let's give this a go. Mmm. Now I know it looks like a lot of stuff went into that. But like, you could quite easily batch cook this and just like freeze it down. That is, for how simplistic that soup is, that is a good soup.
Good soup.
I'm not gonna. That is a good soup. It's in a different league to Julia Child's French onion. Obviously, it's a completely different cuisine. Like, Julia Child's, like, if we're comparing the 2025 soups, like, Julia Child's, nice, simple, just a long, slow cook. It's relying a lot on, like, the onions to carry the soup. And, obviously, like, a good stock. Whereas this is just really good. It's nicely seasoned. Like, I'm not going to ruin it by putting chili in it, but you could put a little bit of chili in it. You can also make like a slightly tomato-y base as well. Like if you just fry up some tomatoes until they're kind of like soft and mushy, and then use that in your base as well. Just going to go for a bit of the tofu. That is good. I'm proud of that. And like, most of the ingredients are bulk. So like, say the MSG, the salt, the pepper. It's just a good like 10-minute soup. It is a good 10-minute soup. Highly recommend. I'm blown away. I'm upset with myself for not discovering this soup sooner. But anyway, I will see you next week for Souptember 2025's week 3, where we're meeting up with a little fella called Heston Blumenthal for a nice special soup. And I will see you next week for that one.